Trial balance preparation. A trial balance is a list of all the accounts with their current balances. It's prepared to verify that the total debits are still equal to the total credits. It's considered to be an informal statement. It's a tool to be used within the business. This means abbreviations are acceptable, but neatness is still important. How do we prepare a trial balance? Like our other statements, we start with a heading. We ask ourselves who, what, and when. In this example, the who is Goldman's Gym. The what is a trial balance. That's what we are preparing. And the date is the current date. The accounts are listed in the order that they appear in the ledger. 2 columns are required to list all these balances. The first column on the left is used to record the debit balances. The second column is used to record the credit balances. Here's an example of a trial balance. Notice that the name of the account is in the column on the left underneath the title Account. We don't use the account numbers yet. And then the third column is for debits, and we put in the amount of the cash account. And because it's an asset, there is no credit balance, so we leave that blank. Then we complete all the other accounts. Accounts receivable, supplies, equipment, and so on. So we put the debit accounts, the ones that have a debit balance, in the debit column, and we put all the ones with a credit balance in the credit column. When we total these up, we should have a total in the debit column that equals a total in the credit column. There are some limitations for trial balances. They only show the mathematical accuracy of the ledger. It shows that the debits are equal to the credits. It shows that double entry accounting was indeed used. However, it does not show if the wrong accounts were used to record a transaction. You may have the right debit amount, but it may be in the incorrect account. And similarly, you may have the right credit amount, but it may be in the wrong account. In order to prepare the trial balance, the information on the general ledger must be used. So we must take a look always at the balances in the general ledger and transpose those onto the trial balance. Here's an example. Here's the cash account. We see that the balance is $10,585. We take this balance and we transfer it over to the trial balance. In class, we're going to complete exercise 3D, which is on page 52 in the text and page 20 in your workbook. And in a moment, we'll discuss the answer. Please pause the presentation and start it up again when you're finished exercise 3D. Welcome back. Here we are now taking a look at the answer to the trial balance for Dominicana Restaurant. Here is the trial balance where we list all the accounts: cash, supplies, land, building, equipment, accounts payable, mortgage payable, and the capital account. Notice that the ones with the debit balances have their amounts listed under the debit column. The credit balance accounts have theirs listed in the credit column. When we total all the debits, we get an answer of $306,920. Similarly, we get the same answer underneath the credits. If your trial balance has this answer in both the debit and the credit column, you did this 3D perfectly. How do we prepare a new balance sheet? After the trial balance has been completed, it's now possible to make a new balance sheet to show the new transactions that have occurred during the last accounting period. The balance sheet is created using the balances from the trial balance. So as we said earlier, the trial balance is a tool. We check the mathematical accuracy of all of our transactions, and once we're satisfied the debits and the credits are equal, we can now prepare a new balance sheet. In review, we must use the most current balance sheet to prepare the T accounts in the general ledger. We must ensure that the debits and credits are entered correctly. We add transactions during the accounting period as they occur. And we determine the balances for each account once the accounting period has ended. From this, we prepare a trial balance. We take all the balances of all the accounts and use it to prepare the trial balance. Your assignment is to read Part 2 from pages 41 to 44, then do questions 6 to 8 on the web page for Accounting 11, and do exercise 4 in your workbooks.